October 10th, 2021. It's around 6 p.m. I'm in my area of Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. And I've lost partial hearing today. Part of my acoustic signature is not working in my acoustic tunnel of my ear canal. I was walking on Bell Boulevard around 5:30. And I walked past the family jewelry store. The gate was down, the light was on, but it sounded like a Morse code. M-O-R-R, or Morse, Morsecode, hot six. So that's H-U-T and then a theta for S-I-X. So now I heard zzz, 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 which at a jewelry store is normally indicative of somebody's inside, somebody's on the outside, somebody pushes the button, when they see through the window their acceptable patronage, and then they let them in. But the lights were on, there was nobody inside that I could see, and the gate was down, indicative of it was a closed shop. So the owner's not readily accessible by sight, doesn't mean they're not in there, but I hear zzz, 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 which of course my spider wick senses, and I'm like, okay, so now do I be a good Samaritan? Am I going to get in trouble for being a good Samaritan? Is there some policy or laws that I don't know about, because that seems to be how the city's running itself? Where is like that line where you report it, you don't report it? So I found like the nearest white guy. Just so happens I recognized him. He was looking in the window like he was restaurant shopping at press 195. I've never been in because I don't have money to patronize. However, I did eat at Crave next door one slice of pizza yesterday, which I might be returning to again tonight. When I went into Crave last night, by the way, in between the jewelry store and Press 195, they have a really delicious slice of out of the ordinary pizza, extraordinary pizza. And so they were playing NAS, N-A-S, but like 1990s N-A-S, NAS. And I actually had the album. Brian Herman was the facial feature on set. There was J.J. Galucio. He was my Nassau County rep. He was going to law school or graduated law school at that point. No idea what his career was about. I do know that I worked with him at a local pizzeria when I was younger. He was a Jesuit. I don't know what that means in humanity. But I know I worked right alongside of him in my cluelessness of just quiet and reserved. So that happened. So anyway, the gentleman, the closest one I could recognize, turns out he is the really nice gentleman that took me to my first roast beef football game, even though he and I are both turkey breast meat. We went to a roast beef football game. It was a derby game between the Giants and the Jets, and there was a national event of a mixed crowd of military personnel. One parachuted in. It was a beautiful scene. But it was the first game I had ever been to. So that gentleman, I just happened to see him at the correct timing. And I said, what do I do? And I had my umbrella, my green and black umbrella. I said, do I alert, do you call the police in this instance? And he said, no, I'll take care of it. He's like, I'll go check it out. I was like, okay, great. So he went down the boulevard to listen for himself for the Morse code or Morse code of some technology glitch. I didn't have my phone on me. So I didn't record it, but it happened, and he was a witness. I then, on my way back of my walk, was thinking, now is this something he's going to take care of it? But now, do I cover him and my meeting together? Because I don't really know what the technology glitch would be about. And I was like, now this poses a precarious situation for me being like goody two shoes, but then getting in trouble for being goody two shoes on not all of the city runs on goody two shoes is acceptable or appreciated. And I just don't want to get hurt, but I don't want to fail some Good Samaritan exam on special forces of I just want special task force mark. I don't really know like the unwritten codes you guys got going on, but I'm just a girl and I just met a guy and that's all I know. So that happened. So decided better judgment. I went over by NYPD. I was across the street with my umbrella. I made some cues to the oncoming camera about Heliopolis for surveillance to protect myself and whatever I just saw on Bell Boulevard. I also made note of this for my ear losing part of its echo signature in this echo chamber. So I went across the street when the light changed. I spoke to the NYPD officer in uniform who was not turkey breast meat. He was some other kindred, nondiscreet. I don't know. I don't have name for it. It's a confusing dilemma on Bell Boulevard with my appearance as a white tiger being of Iber to Siberia origin in America. But born here, kind of, sort of, in a not really kind of a way because I don't really act like the others. But that's whatever. So now, I informed the NYPD officer. I said, I don't really know. Do I, as a good Samaritan, do I report that to you? Because it's a jewelry store, so it's like the owner should know, but of course I don't have the owner's number in my pocket of how do you reach an owner to let them know that their alarm company's malfunctioning or glitching or there's some atmospheric whatever going on. So the NYPD officer from the 111th precinct, he said he would take care of it, and that he would that somebody would go check it out. I was like, okay, great. And so I left it at that in the uniformed officer's hands of I covered myself on surveillance in front of a uniformed officer, and I had a casual civilian encounter with somebody that I've met before that I deem friendly in the neighborhood for like I don't know, like for like Big Brother League or like Big Dad League because he's a little older than I am. So he's like but I would trust him a little bit more than Lou at this point since Lou does all the wrong things when it comes to my safety apparently. And I don't know how Armin behaves in the natural wildlife of fauna and flora around New York. So we'll just leave it as we had a really nice football game, and what I brought to that football game is how I normally behave when I am out with strangers. And that's it. So, that happened. So I'm just recording it to protect myself as a log. It's October 10th, 2021. It's a Sunday again. Same day, I have a series of logs of different medical, visual art that's come across and audio art that's come across my intuition in this with some of the stuff going on and working on balancing out a platform that I'm standing on, but my health seems to be deteriorating, and I know it's an outer weather pattern or climate change, but I'm in a dangerous city, which is New York City, and at all times it seems to be more dangerous than is first recognized upon glance. So, not by my own hand, might I add. But that's neither here nor there. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxies, broken. I'm in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. It's Nicole Cattaruzza. It's star 1978, star 8378.